So this is just a little experiment in deconstructing your experience and seeing all of the little pieces that are involved in it, as opposed to just seeing it as this one massive, uh, unstoppable, habitual thing. That's a big part of what I think mindfulness in life is, and what the practice of meditation is seeing all the little pieces that are put together to make up your conscious experience, and seeing it all arising and passing, and like, wow, there's so many like little things happening constantly. Um, and so it's cool to have different practices and techniques of becoming aware of that kind of stuff. And so this is one of splitting up an action um, versus an action tendency. So in any moment, there's lots of different things that you could do, different ways that you could act. That might become smaller and smaller based on your habits and based on your past experiences. But in reality, the possibilities are really vast for whatever you could be doing in that next moment. And so it can be kind of interesting to just feel what it's like to have an intention to do something, or to have an action tendency to do something, without actually acting upon that thing. So, for example, I can have the action tendency or the intention to raise my hand right now. And I can feel what it would be like. I know what my body would have to do in order to raise my hand. It would be really easy. But I can just feel those sensations and what it would be like to be raising my hand, or what I would do, and then not do it. And so for a few seconds on your end, you can do that, or it could be raising your foot, or jumping up and down, or even screaming. It can be any sort of action. So pick some act, and then just experiment with the intention to do that act, or what it would be like to actually express that in action without actually doing it. And so that's really like mindful awareness of your experience in this moment. It's a stepping back into sort of the observing mind, the being mode, whatever you want to call it, that's more just aware of the process of what's happening right now, as opposed to just being constantly caught up in habitual action. So you can inject more and more of an awareness of your tendency to act before you do act. And maybe if you have more and more of that awareness, you can have more flexibility in action and have more possible choices and freedom in responding in whatever way you like in that moment, as opposed to just relying on habits. And so experiment with that and see if you can maybe pause before acting in a certain way, and maybe even choose a different way, just to bring some more mystery to your daily experience.